Good day everyone, I am Concepcion T. Diamante, a BSBFM2 student. I'm here today to talk about the history of the Renaissance music. The Chapter 9, Renaissance music, composed of 8 lessons. Lesson 1, Songs of the Renaissance, Madrigal and Vocal Parts. Lesson 2, Renaissance music, Sacred versus Secular. Lesson 3, Renaissance composers, Josquin, Palestrina, and the Fae. Lesson 4, Composers of the Renaissance, Instrumental of the Music of the Verdi and Gabrieli. Lesson 5, Rise of the Renaissance Polyphony, the Fae, the Fray, and Palestrina. Lesson 6, Schools of Renaissance Composers, English and Italian. Lesson 7, Instrumental Music of the Renaissance, Instruments, Compositions, and Dance. Lesson 8, Dance Music of the Renaissance, History and Dance. Now, I am going to summarize the main points of the Renaissance music. The Renaissance era of classical music saw the growth of polyphonic music, the rise of new instruments, and a burst of new ideas regarding harmony, rhythm, and music notation. In all, madrigal may be the most important secular genre of the 16th century. Because both singing and poetry were considered important, madrigals were used throughout Europe and across many social classes. Composers enhanced the meaning of text through techniques such as word painting and chromaticism. The musical experimentation of late-century Italian composers Carlo Gesualdo, Claudio Monteverdi, Luca Marincio, and the English composers Thomas Wilkers, Josquin, Palestrina, and the Fae expanded melodies, added layers of polyphony and dissonance to their compositions, and danced the line between the sacred and the secular. Their songs were impacted by the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation. The sacred music related to religion often played in church services. The secular is non-religious music, including music to dance and music performed in the royal courts of Europe. While William Byrd and Giovanni Gabrieli were not the superstar composers of the Renaissance period, they took musical strides that led to momentous musical transitions. Future composers throughout the European continent were influenced by Byrd's keyboard music and Gabrieli's use of instruments and volume tunes in church music. In all, the stylistic changes made in polyphony during the Renaissance enabled composers to experiment musically while reflecting their beliefs. Some chose to embrace the Greek and Roman revival of soul-reaching music by using counterpoint and imitation to fill the church with sonority. With the cosmopolitan trend of travel in Renaissance Europe, the Flemish, Virginalist, and Venetian styles spread quickly throughout the continent. The melodic emphasis of the Virginalists and the contrapuntal weavings of equally important voices from the Flemish and the polychoral and instrumental music of the Venetians filled sacred and secular music with new ideas that would foster new experimentation and development in the upcoming Baroque period. Renaissance instrumental music, much like all music of the Renaissance era, 1400 to 1600 AD, became grander and more intricate in size and form. Composers also began writing music for solo instrumental performances and small instrument ensembles called concerts. Telman Susatos Dancerie and Michael Praetorius Terpsichore demonstrated how group dance songs could be played instrumentally and be enjoyable even without dancers. This sparked the notion of exclusively instrumental music at a time when it was considered useful merely for accompaniment. Even the forms of dance songs like the fairing of the slow pavane and the faster galliard helped to shape the music of future generations, laying the groundwork for what would become the South in the Baroque period and the symphony during the Classical period. Well, that is all I have on my presentation. Thank you for listening.